Students of class 11. So today I am going to start a new topic, that is Venn diagram. Okay, so what is a Venn diagram? Venn diagram is a representation for a set. We can denote a set and its element and subset inside a Venn diagram. Okay, and Venn diagram is a rectangular shaped figure in which the universal set is denoted by the rectangle, and the big circle represent the set inside the universal set. Okay, and the elements are represented by dot. So see, this is a Venn diagram. This is a rectangle and U is called the universal set and it is represented by a rectangle. Set represented by a circle. This is set A. Okay, and elements are represented by what? Dots. Okay, these are all the elements. So set A consists of 1, 2, 3 and 10, and universal set consists of all the elements. Okay, all the elements inside the rectangle. Next topic is operation on set. So the first operation in set, see, in lower classes you have studied operation on numbers. What happens in operation of numbers? We can add two numbers, we can subtract one number from other. So these are some operations in the numbers. Now we will learn about the operation on sets. So like that, there are different operation in case of numbers. Here also there are different operation in sets also. Okay, so the first operation is union of set. So union is denoted by this symbol U. Okay, this symbol U. And what happened in union? The union of two set consists of all the elements of A, either A or B. Okay, for example, set A consists of 1, 2, 3 elements and set B consists of 5, 6, 7 elements. Then union consists of all the elements from 1 to 8. Okay, so the definition is by mathematical representation we can say A union B is equal to set of all x such that x belongs to A or x belongs to B. Remember, here we have to write or. Or means the element should either be present inside A or it may be present inside B. Okay, so I am giving one example. So for example, set A consists of A, E, I, O, U elements and set B consists of A, B, C elements. So you have to write A union B. So the value of A union B will be A, B, C, E, I, O, U. That means elements in A, either in A or in B. Okay, see here, one important thing is A element comes inside A also, inside B also. But we have to write only one A in A union B, because the definition of union suggests that the element should either be present in A or in B. Okay, so remember this definition, this is important. Okay, so the next operation is intersection of set. In intersection of set, what happened? You have to write the elements which are present in A and B both. Okay, so here we will write in set builder form as A intersection B is equal to set of all x such that x belongs to A and x belongs to B. So the element should be present in A and B both. So for example, see here, A contains these type of elements and B contains these elements. So write, suppose A intersection B, here we have to write. Okay, so what will be the answer of A intersection B? Yes, the answer is A. That means it is a singleton set. Okay, so why it is consist of A? Because A is common to both A and B. Okay, so next come to the Venn diagram of A union B. So see, A union B consists of all the elements in A and B. So we have to shade all the portion of A and B. And next, see, A intersection B, the common elements we have to shade. So the common element, suppose this is the common portion of A and B. Okay, so we have to shade this much portion and we have to mention that this is A intersection B. Next is difference of set. So what is the definition? See, elements which are present in A but not in B is denoted by A minus B. So the difference of two set. So A minus B is denoted as set of all x such that x belongs to A and x does not belongs to B. Okay, the elements which are present in A but not in B is called A minus B. Okay, so here you can see the example. set A contains these elements A, B, C, D, and Y consists of F, B, D, G. So what is in X minus Y? The elements which are in X, you have to write the elements which are in X, but not in Y, okay? So we can write A. We cannot write B as B is present in Y, okay? Similarly, we can write C because C is present in X only, it is not present in Y. So we can write C. Next one is D, we cannot write D because D is present in Y. So we have to write the elements which are present in the first set, okay? If we are finding the difference of set. And the Venn diagram for this is, see, A minus B. So the elements which are only in A but not in B. See, this part is common to A and B, so we cannot shade this part because this part is coming in inside B also. So we have to shade that part only which comes inside A. So this part comes inside A only. So this part is called what? A minus B. So next come to some properties of union. So the first property is A union B is equal to B union A. See, whenever you study about numbers, so there also we have studied that they are having some properties in whole numbers, in integer. So there we have studied that there are properties of addition. So in properties of addition of number, we studied about commutative law. So what happened in commutative law, when we add two numbers, the order does not change the answer, okay? Suppose if we are adding 2 and 3, 2 plus 3, like 2 plus 3. So the answer will be 5. Again, if we change the order, that is 3 plus 2, then the answer remains same. Similarly, here also in set, we are having some properties. So the first property is commutative law, and commutative law suggests that when we take the union of two sets, if we change the order, that means if we interchange the two sets, then what happens? The answer will remain same. So the first property is commutative law. Similarly, the second one is associative. In associative, we have to take three sets, like in associative property of addition of two numbers, addition of numbers, where we have to take three numbers, okay, any three numbers. Then we have to see that if we add the numbers in any order, okay, in any order, if we take the numbers and add, then the answer remains same, okay. Like that only in number 2 we are taking three sets. So first of all, in bracket you have to, you already know that you have to solve the bracket first. So first of all we will solve A union B in left hand side, and then we will take the set as D, and again that D set, D you have to again you have to do union with what? C, okay. Similarly in RHS also, right hand side also you have to do the same. So this law is called associative. Next is number 3, A union phi is equal to A. That means, see, this is identity element. Already you have studied additive identity. What is the meaning of additive identity? When we add a number to any number, then the answer will remain same. Suppose if I add 0 to any number, any integer, okay, any integer or any whole number, then the whole number will remain same, okay. That means 0 is the additive identity for whole numbers, for integers, okay. 0 is additive identity for all the numbers, okay. So here also, what is the identity for union? Because here the operation is union. Like in primary section you have studied about addition. Additive identity you have studied in addition, but here we are doing what? Union. So we have to write phi is the identity for union, okay. This is the identity for union, because when we are doing union with A, then we are getting again A, okay. Similarly, number 4, A union A is equal to A itself. When we do the union of A with itself, we will get A. This is called idempotent law. Next is universal set and the union of A. So when we do union, we know that the whole means the big set will be the union of set. So the big set is universal set, so it will be U. So this is called law of U. Next is some properties of intersection of set. So see, the first property is again the commutative property. In intersection also this property is satisfied. That means when we do intersection of two sets, the order does not change the answer. So if we do A intersection B or B intersection A, the answer remains same. The second property is A intersection B intersection C. So here the property number 2 is what? This is associative property. So we are taking 3 set, and here also if we change the order, the answer remains same. Okay. Similarly, number 3, phi intersection A. That means when we do intersection of a set and an empty set, we get an empty set only. Okay. So phi intersection A is equal to phi. Similarly, U intersection A will be what? A. This is called law of phi and U. Okay. Next, number 4 is A intersection A is equal to A. That means if we do intersection of two similar sets, then we get the same set. So this is called idempotent law. The next property is A intersection B union C. So here see, like you have done the distributive property. So suppose this this is the distributive property. Two distributes over 3 and 4. So we can say this is the property, this is the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Similarly, here this property is called distributive property of intersection over union. Okay, so here first of all we have to distribute A over B. So we have to write A intersection B. So here A intersection B. Next, the symbol is union, so you have to write the union. Then A again distribute over C. So A intersection C in the second bracket. Okay. So these are some properties of union and intersection. I'm going to discuss some of the questions of exercise 1.4. Okay, so try to do the remaining question. I am doing only 1 or 2 questions. Okay, these are very simple. If you know the concept, you can easily do the questions. Okay, so see in question number 2. Okay, question number 2 from exercise 1.4. See, the set A consists of elements A and B, and set B consists of A, B, C. So the question is A is a subset of B? And next, what is A union B? So yes, the answer will be what? A is a subset of B because every element of A is present in B. A is also present in B, B is also present in B. Okay, so that means A is a subset of B. So what will be the next question? Yes, what is A union B? So if we go to the union, if you see the union, so what happens? See, you have to write A, then B, then C. And these elements are present in B also. Okay, so this is equal to which set? B set. So we can directly write B. Okay, so from this we can conclude that if in any question, if in anywhere, if you find that A is a subset of B, then you can say that the value of A union B will be what? Set B. Okay. So the next question I have taken, question number 11. So question is given that R is the real number, Q is the rational number. So what will be R minus Q? So see, what is R? R is the set of real numbers. So in real number what we have? Rational and irrational. Okay. In real number we are having rational and plus irrational, that means T. Okay, bold letter T. This is what? Real. So what happens when we subtract Q from R? Yes, we will get T. Okay, so this is a small representation. This is a pictorial representation, you can say. I have drawn in picture. See, this is the smallest one, that is the natural number. Then after that the bigger one is Z. Okay, that means Z contains, that means integer contains natural number also, that's why I have written. And integer contains some negative numbers also. So negative will be present in this portion only. So after that Q is a rational number. Rational number contains the numbers which are what? In P by Q form. Okay, and it also contains Z and N also. Because rational numbers are 2, minus 3, minus 4, and which are inside what? Z only. Okay, and it contains 2, 3, 5, like that also. So it contains it will be inside what? Natural number. So here the highest one is what? Rational number, and this one is the irrational number. Okay, so this irrational and this rational part consist of the total part. Okay, the total part will be kept inside what? The real number. So what happened when we subtract, this is a real number, if we subtract this part, okay, because we are subtracting Q, this whole part is Q. If I subtract the q part, then what will be remaining? Yes, irrational number. Okay, so the answer is what? Answer is irrational numbers. So the next question I have taken, question number 12. See, in this, the question is you have to state whether the following are true or false and justify your answer. So you have to check whether the two sets are disjoint or not. So what is the meaning of disjoint? See, the meaning of disjoint is the intersection of two sets will be what? Empty. That means there will be a no connection of one set with the other set. Okay. So A and B are called disjoint if A intersection B is equal to what? It is equal to 5, that is empty set. So see here, there are two sets. It contains the elements 2, 3, 4 and 5 and it contains 3 and 6. So what will be the intersection of both? See, there is a common element between both, that is 3. So we can say the intersection is not equal to empty. Okay, so we have to write like this: 2, 3, 4, 5. Intersection 3, 6 is equal to what? 3, which is not equal to what? 5. Okay, here it is written, you have to justify. So don't write the answer just true or false. Okay, you have to justify. That means you have to give the reason. What is the reason? Okay, so what is the reason? According to the definition, A intersection B should be empty, but it is not equal to empty as this set contains one element, that is 3. Okay, that's why these two sets are not disjoint. So we have to write like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, comma 3, 6 are not disjoint sets. So similar question you can do. Just just start from first question and do serial wise. See, the question are very simple. If you know the concept, the question will be very simple to you. Okay, so please practice it. Thank you for today.